Greetings everyone, I'm the Technomage, back again with She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, this time episode 4, and prepare yourselves for a world of cringe. So we start this episode with Jennifer seeing Titania's new beauty product line named She-Hulk being promoted everywhere around her, and as you may remember from last episode, Jennifer is being sued by Titania for because Titania trademarked the She-Hulk name, and she's suing Jennifer so she can't use the She-Hulk name anymore. And of course she's not happy about the situation, and even her family, her cousin, brother, something, is berating her because how could have she been so dumb as to not trademark the She-Hulk name first, and blah 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 blah. This is the start of this episode. And we have the main titles transform into the brand used by Titania, and well, Jennifer, being the trained, educated, brilliant lawyer that she is, what is her first course of action? What is the first thing that she does? She actually goes to Titania to try to convince her not to go on with the sue, and Titania mocks her because she can't do anything about it because she trademarked the She-Hulk name first, and she tells her that I own She-Hulk now and there's nothing you can do about it. And of course, Jennifer is not happy about this. Then we have this side story with Pug, the male colleague of the Superhuman Law Division, and Nikki, and I'm not going to talk about this because this episode already has enough cringe of its own. There's no need for me to add any more to it, and besides, their side quest is meaningless. Just all that you need to know is that they find a bloke that makes clothes and suits for superpowered people. So, oh, and Jennifer is so over this whole situation that she's even stalking Titania on social media. Well, Holloway is not happy about the situation because their law firm hired She-Hulk to be the face of their new Superhuman Law Division, and this lawsuit by Titania is making them look weak because it tells future clients that their law firm can't deal with their own problems, and that Jennifer has to solve this. So she hires Amelia, their other colleague in the Superhuman Law Division, and she says that yes, I will represent you, and that she's surprised that a person like Titania was capable of legally outmaneuvering a trained lawyer like Jennifer. So she tells her that she has a plan, that they will do a counter demand, saying that Jennifer has been using the She-Hulk name for a while before Titania trademarked it, and that Titania is using brand recognition to promote her beauty product line. And then we have this conversation about Jennifer's poor choice of clothing, because of course that is important. Next, we are at the courtroom, and Titania's lawyer says that this countersuit is ridiculous because Titania trademarked the She-Hulk name first, and she is in all of her right to use the name. And Amelia answers with that everybody knows that Jennifer Walters is She-Hulk, that everybody associates Jennifer Walters with She-Hulk, and that Titania is abusing the goodwill of the people to promote her products. But her lawyer retorts with this recording of Jennifer saying that she's not She-Hulk, She-Hulk is not her name, and that she will never answer to that name. But Amelia has a recording of her own where, and you may remember this is the interview that she gave at the end of episode 2 or 3, I think. I think it was episode 2. After the Emil Blonsky parole hearing, where she says that she didn't create or choose the name She-Hulk, but that she will be known now by everybody as She-Hulk. Well, the judge is not actually very impressed by Amelia's arguments, but says that she better have something better when they meet again in a couple of days. So Jennifer goes to meet with this seamstress about new clothes, and the seamstress is not impressed by She-Hulk, especially when she tells her that she doesn't want a super suit and she just wants normal clothes. But the seamstress decides to make clothes for her because he realizes that Jennifer can greatly change her size, and he takes the challenge of making clothes that can fit both of Jennifer's forms. After that, she goes to have lunch with Nikki, and she has this epiphany that she has actually been identifying herself as She-Hulk for a while in her dating profile, and that she has presented herself as She-Hulk with all the men she had dates with. And she realizes that she can win this case by embarrassing herself, by bringing all the men she had dates with as witnesses. Well, did you enjoy all the cringe we had to go through last episode with all these toxic men and their dates? Well, I hope you have some room in your stomachs for a second serving. So we have to go through all these toxic men again, all of them retelling their dates with She-Hulk. And we come at the end with a pediatric oncologist who says, oh yes, I had a really good time with She-Hulk, we had a great connection, and blah 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 blah. And then we have this really out of place question by Amelia. Because seriously, when I heard it, it made me say objection relevance, because she asks the pediatric oncologist, would you have a date with Jennifer Walters? And first of all, Emilia, what an out of place question, what a horrible question to ask, and is followed by an even more horrible answer, because the pediatric oncologist says, no, I would not have a date with Jennifer Walter because she's boring, she's not my type, but She-Hulk is better than her, even though they are both the same person. But of course he said that because he's a toxic man. Well, the judge rules in favor of Jennifer and tells Titania that she cannot use the name She-Hulk for her products, and of course she's not happy, foreshadowing more appearances of Titania in the future. Yay! Then we go to Jennifer and Amelia celebrating over some drinks at a bar, and we have this awful scene with some really, really cringe dialogue, because they start berating men, all the the toxic man from Jennifer's date saying, "Oh my god, this man actually thought that they could do better than She-Hulk, that they think they have what it takes to criticize She-Hulk, they don't know who they're talking about." And Jennifer says, "Yes, oh my god, the things we put up with this silly toxic man and blah 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 blah." Right, because it's men's fault that you don't know how to date. It was men who forced you to make this dating profile using your She-Hulk form instead of your real face, because it was men who forced you to use the mother of all makeups and filters by transforming into She-Hulk to get a date. Then she remembers that she has to collect her new clothes, and no, we don't see her in her new clothes or her new supersuit or whatever. Anyway, the seamstress notices that there is some package just laying around open for everyone to see, and he's not happy. He's angry about it because they are supposed to protect their clients' identities. And yes, we have this foreshadowing of Daredevil on She-Hulk with this ridiculously looking golden helmet. And this is She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 4. Oh my god. This episode was 30 minutes long, and it took me around 12 minutes to review it because nothing happened. According to Wikipedia, this series is supposed to be 9 episodes long. We are in episode 4 and nothing happened. I mean, nothing. What? We don't know who the main bad guy is in this episode. I mean, or am I supposed to believe that Titania is going to be the big bad guy on this series? Also, we had this ridiculous side quest with Pug and Nikki, and trust me, it was ridiculous. They don't know what to do with these other characters. I mean, there was practically no need. There's no need for them to be there because they do nothing. And the whole. I mean, and is this really the best they can do with the superhuman law division? I mean, this is what they use their time with. The only real, real case that the superhuman law division has taken so far on this series, well, there is Emil Blonsky's parole hearing and identity thief shape-shifting elf. But is this really the best the superhuman law division has to do? Some ridiculous litigation about who owns the She-Hulk name? I mean, seriously? Isn't there somebody being fired from their job because they developed superpowers and they are suffering discrimination? Isn't there a child being expelled from their school because they developed superpowers and their school is telling them you cannot come back to school because now you have superpowers? Isn't there some non-binary LGBTQ person being suffering even more discrimination because now they develop superpowers? Is this really the best you can do, Dana Schwartz? Like, seriously, is this the extent of your imagination? Is this the best you can come up with? This ridiculous situation, this absolute cringe fest of dialogues, these boring characters. Is this really the best you can do? I mean, well, what else can we expect of This woman, I mean, yes, this is Dana Schwartz. These are some of her tweets. Every woman in my life, juggling 3 jobs, does yoga, cooks, goes to therapy, remembers everyone's birthday, their boyfriends, once almost made a dinner reservation, but turns out the place was closed. Oh, and how can we forget this little beauty over here? Look, am I saying we should ban all men from writing? Wait, yeah, am I saying that? I am saying that actually. Yes, this is Dana Schwartz. The same Dana Schwartz that is the writer of this series. This is the person who has written this past 4 episodes, and we still have to go through 5 episodes more. And in some of those episodes, she's going to destroy Daredevil, the best character that came from the Netflix Marvel series. And now they're going to destroy him the same way they destroyed Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin on the Hawkeye series. And I'm sure they are going to make him some kind of toxic male who is going to mansplain law and attorney things to Jennifer, because as you may remember, Daredevil Matt Murdock is also a lawyer and whatnot, and they are going to make him weak and dumb and completely subservient to She-Hulk. So that's all I have to say about this episode. This is She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 4. This is the Technomage signing off. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next episode. Goodbye.